Hello guys, in this video we will see a problem called largest subarray sum, and in this problem you will be given an array. For example, in this array we have taken -5, 3, 2 and 4 and so on, so you can see. And in this problem you have to find a particular subarray which will sum up to its largest value. So choose any such particular subarray which will sum up to a largest value. This is the problem, and let's see how we can solve this problem. It's a very famous problem, and it's the technique which is used to solve this problem is used to solve many different types of problems. So you can apply this technique in solving many different types of problems. Let's see how we can solve this problem, and what should be our approach to solve this problem. So very basic approach is, initially we'll start with our subarray of length 0, and obviously the sum will be 0. And when our subarray sum will become negative, we will, of course we will not add any negative value in that subarray, so that it will result in negative. Once its sum become negative, so we will make our subarray length to be 0. It will be very clear when I will go and through this example. So suppose if your initial length is 0, and initial subarray sum is 0, and you are adding -5, then subarray goes sum goes negative, becomes negative. And in that case what you have to do is, you will not add -5, and you will, if your sum becomes negative, then you will make it to 0. You are not adding anything, and you will make it to 0. That's it. So then again, if you see 3, then you will add 3 in your subarray. This is a positive number, and you are taking it in your subarray, so subarray sum will become 3, and your subarray is currently having single element, that is 3. Similarly, you have 2, so your subarray starts with 3 and int at 2, and your subarray sum will be 5, and you have 5 as a subarray sum. Now you have 4 also, so you can add this 2 because it's positive, and it will add in your subarray. And yeah, so this is subarray of length 3, and its sum will be 9. And now if you see that -11 is here, and this is little interesting, and you have to understand here what you have to do. If -11 is added to your subarray, then its subarray sum will become -2. That is 9 minus 11, that will be -2. And what I said, that once your subarray sum goes negative, we will erase everything in your subarray, of your subarray, and put 0 to its sum value. So if it becomes goes negative, that is -2, we will erase everything. Now my subarray coming here up to 11, my subarray length is 0, and uh, and my subarray sum value will be 0, of course. So this is clear up to here. Now suppose if you have 6 in place of -11. Suppose here you had suppose you here I mean, in place of -11 you had 6, sorry, -6. Then your subarray sum would not be 0, and in that case you will not put 0 in your subarray. You will add 6, and that will sum up to a value of 9 minus 6, that will be equal to 3. And try to understand what I'm trying to say. Initially you have a subarray of length 9, and you reach to a number that is greater than your subarray sum. So this will make your subarray to a negative number, and then you have nothing to store from the past. Now suppose if you had 6 in place of -6 in place of 11, then you can take that number, because this will not make your whole sum to negative value. So we can take that number, and this is the technique which is used to store the largest subarray sum problem. So this is it, and in this case we are not taking anything. So now my new subarray will start from 5, and this will end to 5 here itself, because further you can't see any positive number, and there is no any sense of taking a negative number, because this will only reduce the sum of your subarray. So this is the problem which I had tried to explain all about it, and this is the code for it. uh, you will run a single loop. I'm taking this in a function that is called largest sum, and to variables you would have to declare. The one is sum, that will keep track of the maximum sum value of your largest sums. That's and the second will be track, that will be changed each time. That suppose if you are adding 5, so 5 minus 5 will be added, and if it goes negative, then you have to make it 0. So this is the simple approach. I hope you could understand, as I have explained earlier, what I am doing. So this loop is going from 0 to n, that is the n will be the length of the array. Try to improve this code in your actual code. Here you can put array dot size, that is vector. So array dot size will return the actual size of the vector. So yeah, so this is the full code. Each time I'm adding an element, checking if sum greater than checking that if track is greater than sum, then we'll put track into sum, and if it's not the case, then sum will be its initial sum. That's not something you have to change. Sum is just tracking the maximum sum till now we have find. So over the whole length of the array, you will just be checking that the maximum sum you could find in that array. That's this problem is saying. You have to find the largest sum. So it's tracking the maximum sum. And here if track goes negative, that is the if you are adding a negative number, it becomes 0, and it becomes 0, then you have to make it 0, and you will have fresh start. So this is the idea of doing track equal to 0. And at the end, after this for loop ends running, then you can return the value of sum, that is keeping track of the maximum value of the sum you can have in a subarray. So that's it in this video. I hope you have got some idea, and if you like this video, please hit the like button, and thanks for watching.